Hi there, I'm Lotty from Metal Temple magazine. I have vocalist Tarrin Kerrey and guitarist Nick. Let me find your surname. Nick Magee. Nick Magee from the band Sanguine. So, how are you guys this evening?
Oh, brilliant. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, we've just had a really busy week actually, but it's been kind of fun busy, you know. So
I'm busy. What did it entail?
Yeah, loads of interviews and stuff, and the press have been going nuts. So it's fantastic, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as I say, it's because you're due to release Black Sheep, your second album.
That's right.
At the end of the month, and I have read a couple of the reviews already, and yeah, I'd say they're positive, and you're getting a positive one from me too. I absolutely loved the album.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
No worries. I just remember putting, because you get these press releases sent to you, and then you sort of get a bit nervous because PR, they sort of really sell the album, and then it's one of those, you put it on and you think, actually, this is amazing. This is my first.
Yay!
Really
I can celebrate to that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is kind of like really nervous when you sort of put waiting for it to come out, and for the first kind of like reaction and stuff. It was kind of like, I don't often feel stuff like that, but it's
worry whether or not anyone's going to get it.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
have I just been spinning out in a room for the last few years? Like, does it make any sense to anyone else, like?
Yeah. So how different is it to previous material you've released? I mean, this is my first experience of Sanguine, and I did try and find some of your previous material elsewhere, but to no avail unfortunately. So how, because it says on the press release, it's very different to what you've produced.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the first album we released, we actually kind of recorded a lot of it ourselves. We did have some help from some vocal production from Mikey Goodman, but that was it really. We recorded the rest of it in our front room and our loft, and various studios we could beg, steal and borrow from. So the first album was very roughly recorded.
It was a set of demos as well. It wasn't recorded as one body of work. It was just we were just writing songs and just sort of recording them, and then.
And it's a very erratic album. I mean, we love every single song on our first album.
I love it. Yeah.
Hands down. I could go back and re-record all of them better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, it's the ideas on the album were very extreme, very eclectic, very schizophrenic.
Yes.
Raw, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really raw, but
It is
kind of
very
we
raw.
loved every one of those songs. So, but this album, I mean, this is the first time we've stepped into a professional studio.
Yeah.
I think that's where you can tell it's very different.
There's a real step up in sound, isn't it? It doesn't sound as kind of as underground as it used to. You sort of ghetto sounded before. Now it's kind of. It's just shinier sounding now, because we've got, it's gone through some nice machines and
yeah, of course.
Somebody who actually knows what they're doing isn't trying. Actually professional, a real life adult.
Yeah, a real life adult. Because if I'm not mistaken, this was recorded in the same studio In Flames record their stuff?
Yeah. It's IF Studios, so it's actually owned by In Flames, but it's a really cool studio, man. It's awesome. Like, they have all the jester heads around, like when they go on tour, they have these massive jester heads.
Right, yeah.
They have all those kind of stored in there as well, so they're all kind of staring at you as you're playing.
That was
pretty awesome, man. Yeah.
It's a pretty cool studio. Yeah. I mean, it's in a big factory building. I think it's got 2 or 3 suites inside it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
One major control desk and then another side room for control desk. It's rooms on rooms and just equipment coming out of your ears.
It is a quintessential rock star studio.
And sorry.
Yeah, and then we also did a bit in Daniel Flores. He's the
producer.
The producer. We did some work in his studio as well, which is in Stockholm. which is sort of more like a mad scientist lab than a studio. You know what I mean? It's just like you suddenly expect to see bubbling potions sort of. Like Daniel's a bit like that as well, so it's kind of like, he needs to start wearing a lab coat and like round spectacles.
Cool.
Adds the experience.
Imagine that. That'd be amazing. That'd be an amazing thing to see. I sort of got excited about Stockholm because I've been there and it's a lovely city. I was just reading one of the reviews on the on I think it's Metal as Religion to sort of get an idea of what reviews you've received so far. What really interested me was the album title Black Sheep, saying it was perhaps inspired by Tarrin, particularly estrangement from your family. Is that true?
The song Black Sheep on the album is. The song that I wrote, the lyrics for, it's more about feeling like the odd one out in the family. Yeah. Whereas the album title is just being the black sheep in the industry. Yeah. And we titled it because we felt it was apt for how we felt as a band.
Yeah, of course.
We felt like we kind of like fitted in all sorts of genres, and we played with all sorts of bands. We played with like black metal bands. We played with prog rock bands. We played with lighter rock bands and punk bands and
it was like everyone from like Nagura Bungit and people like that from the black metal scene and Bloodstock and festivals like that.
Wow.
And then like OPM, the California band that did like Heaven is a Half Pint. Like we were doing like, I think in 1 week we did like an acoustic set at like Download Festival. Then we supported Megadeth. Then we played with OPM.
Wow.
It was so we kind of fitted everywhere, but kind of we were always
fitted everywhere.
That weird like a just a weird band like in the mix sort of thing, So
absolutely.
So we sort of felt accepted and but weirdly kind of out on a limb as well, So it's kind of
So hence, as a project, we felt very much like the black sheep of the industry.
Absolutely,
It's quite a nice role to occupy. We sort of discussed, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And we were like,
I think it's definitely a good thing.
So we kind of just thought, let's just go with it.
It's not a depressing thing in any sense.
Absolutely not.
We're proud to be different.
Because I suppose as well, like within, as I'm sure you're well aware of, like the sort of sometimes elitism and snobbery in the metal community, and perhaps would you say if you won those over?
I think we've actually won more than we thought we ever
would. Fair enough.
It's been surprising actually, because we get it from two extremes. We get people who are into really heavy shit, saying I wouldn't normally listen to anything with this much melody. And then other people come to us and they've never listened to metal in their life, and they're going, I never normally listen to metal, but I did listen to you. So we definitely occupy a middle ground there.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like, it's a bit like that. I think that when you go to a live show, it makes a bit more sense because it's they're kind of like fun and violent at the same time. It's kind of there is a lightness to it, but it's really full on as well. There's a lot of noise and a lot of just people flying, like the mosh pit last time got insane. It was just like you can't start to worry a little bit for people's welfare and stuff.
We do tailor our set according to what we're playing with, So if we're playing with a really heavy band, we'll play all our heavy songs. And we'll play, an acoustic set, we'll play all our lighter stuff.
It's perfect. You got like the best of both worlds there.
I think we've never been restricted to decide what style we would be. I think that's probably why we just get bored easily when we're writing. We're like we've done that style now. Let's move on. Let's do that.
Fair enough. Sort of, you were going to say about your live shows, and I think particularly some of these new songs you've produced will sound brilliant live. Did you have a favourite song on the album, or did you like all of them in their own way?
I've got a few favourites, to be honest.
Yeah.
I kind of flip between Whole World.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And The Blue, which just takes me to summer for some strange reason.
Yeah.
And Pretty Girl.
That's a good one.
Pretty Girl was just a fantastic upbeat track, really, and I love listening to that. Yeah. So, but then, to be honest with you, because they're all so different, they kind of appeal to different moods. So if I'm in a violent mood, I definitely put on Social Decay. You know,
I loved Social Decay. That's a good one. I like the video for that too. It was very.
That was fun to make.
Yeah.
We spent all day laughing when we made that video. Honestly,
faces hurt.
Faces just ache.
It's just big
I know.
Yeah, so that actually takes like a muscle. There's a muscle for that. It turns out you can pull it. So we pulled our face muscles. It was just the weirdest thing ever.
The clips in between, the 1940s or whatever decade it was, like the party bits. Were those filmed there in that studio? Was it, or were there clips from different things you found? It was really.
No, it was all taken from. I was looking at these old. I was thinking about propaganda because the song is kind of essentially about that.
Yeah.
There's been this media narrative for pretty much the last 100 years that that the whole world is going to fall apart, sort of imminently, and that you should be fearful of everything, everywhere, all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
The news gives you a daily update on who's fucking died.
Oh, I know, definitely.
I don't really need to know. I'm pretty sure someone's going to die every day, all the time. That's what life is.
Oh, I know.
I don't really see the worth in being told that on a daily basis. If they could tell me something beautiful, maybe, you know what I mean? Like today something really, really good happened, or a human was not a shithead today. That would be newsworthy to me. Not like another bloke's being blown up somewhere.
I know.
There's no value in it.
Those just seem to be the headlines, don't they? Every day.
Yeah.
So Social Decay was the Reefer Madness video is a 1936 video, propaganda video from the government.
Yeah. Right.
And like Nick said, he was trawling through a load of propaganda material and found this film. Yeah. Which is just ridiculous, basically.
They sort of, they think that the sort of message is that marijuana will definitely lead to murder, insanity, rape. I mean, just basically, anything that's bad, the marijuana, that's what happens. And it's like an hour, it's like a really long film. It's it's almost 2 hours. It's like an hour 45 minutes of solid. Just repeating the message of this is bad, and then they go to a party and everyone dies.
Yeah, no.
It was so over the top. It's oh man, we've got this is exactly what I'm talking about, because that wasn't done as a joke. It was a real narrative.
Yeah,
we've got similar things happening now. There's a recent one which is the Stoner Sloth, which was the Australian government, did this kind of, it was supposed to be an anti-marijuana campaign.
Oh, right.
And it backfired horribly on them, and all the marijuana, I just thought it was amazing. It ended up getting seeded out in all the wrong places, in the wrong ways.
Brilliant.
And and so at least people do push back a little bit more now because they've got awareness.
Yeah.
I think, education and awareness are key, really. That's the bottom line. It's just sort of, people need to really think about what they do and where their information is coming from.
Absolutely, because do you think now with everything like the internet now reinforces the whole sort of news? Well, not news sharing, because of course it does. But I think the negativity, sort of not believing what we read, kind of thing. We've got to.
It's very saturated at the moment. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of. I think it's in its early stages too. It's like someone's just taken an information cannon and sort of fired it at a screen. It's not organised enough yet. And I think also you'll still get propaganda within that, because you obviously have people. It's a massive tool for sort of connection now. So
absolutely,
there's still ways of muddy in the water, isn't there? With it. But I think it's just really thinking about the logic of
what you're being told.
What you're being told. What's the actual evidence here, and who am I listening to, and why and are these people trustworthy?
And also, what are their motives? That's one thing that really annoys me. Is the politics of today. It just basically says, you can't do this, you can't do that, but I can.
Yeah.
And they're not even, no one's punished for it, and I think everyone's kind of a bit sick of that, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's true. I was also because I was also sort of under the impression I was just interviewing Tarrin, but as I say, no problem. There's no problems at all. There's a nice surprise. I was going to ask you, Tarrin, who your like musical influences are as a vocalist, because you've got a very, very cool style of vocals.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know what to say when people say that. It's basically, I don't know, I've just been myself, really. I've never tried to sing like anyone else. I'm not trying to replicate another person's voice, which you get a lot of nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
I think just generally not giving a shit what anyone else thinks definitely motivates me.
Brilliant.
Forward.
Yeah, it's like nothing I've heard before. And it's like 1 minute you're singing beautifully like a siren, and the next it's like you're screaming like a banshee, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I suppose like Nick, I'm a massive Faith No More fan, and he does that. Mike Patton does that, you know.
Yeah.
I've always liked 90s bands. Like I grew up listening to 90s bands, and so I kind of trained my voice singing, you know, along to male vocals. I had no one to model myself on.
Yeah.
You know, so it was by chance that I learned how to scream.
Yeah.
I was already singing in the band when we first started, the boys, as we got heavier in style, they turned around and said, "Can you scream?" And I'd never tried before. So, so I asked Nick to give me a lesson because...
of course he does the screaming as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can already scream. He was already fronting other bands, you know, he was a vocalist in his own right.
Yeah.
And so he showed me the technique, and that's what came out. That scream that you hear there is pretty much what came out. So, it
was like obviously I was there. Like it was insane. It was like learned in a second. It wasn't like I'll go away and practice this for a bit or see how it goes. It was just literally I showed her, and it all happened in under 6 minutes. Like, you know,
wow.
And then everyone just looked at each other. And we were like, "Fuck it, we got to use that." There's no way that's not going in.
Yeah.
I think that was a turning point as well. That was when we started writing, and I think we realised we could basically do whatever we wanted because we had the capacity to make all these sounds. I mean, Matt as well, the drummer, he plays piano and guitar as well.
Really?
So there's a lot of multi-instrumental stuff going on as well with the band. So there's a lot of sounds we can create just sort of between us, and that gives us a lot of scope. And because we're not trying to fit a genre, we're just
absolutely. Because I think a lot of that is now. So many people focus on genres rather than like bands when they base their opinion on whether to like a band or not. So you guys are doing the absolute right thing. You ever sort of hear these bands with more than 5 subgenres in their name? What's the most you've heard in one sentence?
What's that?
What's the most? What's like in subgenres when you hear all these? What's the most you've heard in one sentence? Sort of like, we're like prog, thrash, neo, classic, metal.
Oh, yeah. I think we suffer from that a bit, to be honest. We've been called schizophrenic, eclectic, industrial cyberpunk. Oh my god, what else have we been?
Like everybody feels because obviously the first thing people do is they try and liken you to a band that they know.
I'll just round up, because I've just come up with this question recently due to, God rest his soul, Lemmy passing away, and I think now it's become official that the Jack and Coke is now called the Lemmy.
Yes.
If, like, say, way into the future, if you were to pass on, and what drink would you like to have named after you? Like, what cocktail?
Oh God,
that's a good drink.
That's a hard question. I think it's a good one.
Yeah. That.
Okay.
This would probably be nobody's choice at all, but I like tequila, like really dirty tequila, like with nothing in it at all.
Really?
Yeah. And like whenever I say it, people just like they look at me like I'm just trying to sell them a baby. Like, it's not it's not a kind of party stoker, you know.
Yeah. So
I
the
don't
Nick
like icing it or anything. I just like it as as it is.
So a dirty like tequila would be the Nick Magee.
Yeah. But like in truth, the thing I drink more of anything would be coffee. So I don't think that's too much to ask. So they renamed coffee Nick. Like,
That'd be good.
So Nick. I'll have a deep roast Nick. Nothing.
I got nothing.
Well, I something like pina colada.
Pina coladas. I freaking
yeah.
love pina coladas.
Mm.
So then they're just like sweet.
She's like Del Boy.
Oh yeah. I wanted to be called me. I wanted to be called the Del Boy.
The Del.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, pina coladas.
The pina colada.
Yeah.
Tarrin Kerrey. That does have a certain ring to it, I think. Well, thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure, and good luck with the album and everything. I'll link your PR when everything's online.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I'll be thinking of a deep roast Nick now.
Yeah.
Deep roast.
Who's calling you?
Yeah, find out who's been calling the house. Anyway, thanks so much.